Good afternoon, good day to you, and welcome to episode number one. I am the Data Boss Lady, Dr. Holly K. Neal, here on a Saturday, April 21st, 2024, in North Carolina, just sitting outside of Charlotte. It's a beautiful day outside. And in this episode, I want to cover data and the operational shift in the food industry. But before we jump in, like I mentioned, it is the first episode, so thank you for joining. But I wanted to just share a little bit about me and my background. As I mentioned, my name is Holly, and I have more than 30 years of experience in the information technology space. Specifically, I started out as a developer, so die-hard programmer, know over 18 different programming languages. And I've done a lot of data migration, systems integrations, sat on quite a bit of projects, whether it was application development, mobile app development, and also, doing configurations for different types of tool sets and serving as administrator over those, managing data, you name it, cleansing it, navigating the different landscapes within larger organizations, specifically within industries such as supply chain, insurance, higher education, as well as banking and finance, and also, last but not least, local government. I possess a bachelor's of science in business administration. My concentration is in management information systems, graduated from Xavier University, which is the Jesuit university within Cincinnati, Ohio. I also ventured back because I wanted to be able to bridge the gap between technology and education. So I went back to obtain and earn my master's of education degree from Union Institute and University, where I saw a sure need for the same, and I then returned to obtain a Master's of Science in Information Technology Management from Western Governors University, and later decided I wanted to go pursue and obtain my Doctor of Education in Higher Education Leadership. So here I am today. I just want to share some different nuggets so that you all would be well informed, and that you can receive guidance about not just data, but also understanding how data are used in the society that we live in. It's a technology driven society, but also data, if people don't really fully realize it, is what's driving the decisions of organizations when you see different types of layoffs and things of that nature. So specifically for this episode, looking at data and the operational shift in the food industry, some of the ways that data are being collected would be through your shopping experiences, complaints you might call in to a call center or you may file online, even a feedback loop to determine if you want to complete the survey based on your shopping experience, mobile apps, when you download them onto your laptop or your smart device or even your phone, you actually are consenting to data that are being collected in some type of way if you don't opt out. Also, from smart devices and technologies that are voice activated and driven. So more so from a human computer interactive experience. If you can say to that smart device that you want to order something like detergent or toilet paper, and it's recorded as how frequently you're ordering it, there may be a time when you may not have even gone into the system to say, I want to order this, but there could be a notification that comes up to let you know, hey, you haven't ordered some detergent in the past 2 weeks. Would you like to place an order? Or don't forget about your detergent. Different little things in the system that are known as, in the industry, known as ticklers, or triggers, depending on, what space you've, developed in. But something in more on a generalized perspective, one of the ways that information is being collected would be, as I mentioned before, food deliveries, mobile apps, to request food deliveries, but then also kiosk and fast food. So you have those types of experiences between you and whoever that provider is. So say for instance, it's your local grocer that's down the street and you're having, say, an Instacart or something along those lines come to you, or maybe you may DoorDash your food, whatever you may do. You may decide that I want to get this food quick, fast, and in a hurry, and I may pay a convenience fee, but at least I'm going to get it when I want it. So think about for a fast food experience. If I go into a fast food restaurant and I decide I want to order, and I hope I don't make anyone hungry, but let's just say I ordered an Italian sub and I want, say, ham, I want salami, I want pepperoni, I want onions and tomato and just a little bit of lettuce, and top it off with some Italian seasoning as well as some Italian dressing, and then even add some hot peppers, whether they're jalapeno or what have you, add some of those to it. And even, if I want to add some mayonnaise or what have you to that sandwich, instead of going to someone at the counter, if a kiosk is available, and for some of you who may not be familiar with a kiosk, I'll just share that a kiosk is basically a device that could be a tablet, it could be a computer, it could be a laptop or what have you, but underneath the covers of whatever it is, it's an opportunity for you to place your order. You can place it at your convenience, and you can take as long as you want, provided there's not like 100 people in line, but you could take as long as you want there to place your order. Similarly, if you were sitting in your car and ordering that same item or building that same sandwich from your mobile app device in your car, or if you were going up to an individual that is behind the counter and you're telling them what you want to order, and they just press a button and say, add this, take this away, add this, add this, add this, based on all of the options. One of the ways that they use that experience is they'll study your behaviors. They'll also take that experience and they'll learn from your behavior when you decide to modify a sandwich. If I want to always take off, say the sandwich comes with black olives, and I don't like black olives, but that's not true about me. I do love them. But let's just say I don't like black olives and I want to take them off. Then if they continue to see everyone keeps taking black olives off of that same sandwich, that's a key indicator that, number one, consumers are not wanting to have black olives on that sandwich. So for that restaurant or that management at the restaurant to say, we're purchasing black olives for this sandwich, let's decrease our purchase for black olives. Instead of doing 3 pounds, let's take it down to 1 pound, because we're going to remove them off the sandwich, because this is an opportunity to modify the sandwich to give the consumer what they want. Not only are they using data to study and learn from you, but they can also study and learn about what the consumer wants, the demand, the seasonal changes in individuals' behaviors when they're coming into the restaurant and what they're purchasing. So first, for example, if it's Christmas time or around the holidays, whatever it is you celebrate, it could be that they serve a beverage or a certain type of cookie or pastry around a certain period of time based on a season only. So those are what are considered seasonal purchases. So similar to like loyalty cards in the food industry from a supply chain system. one of the development opportunities that I served on was understanding the loyalty of a customer. And it was before they came out with loyalty cards everywhere. My point is that we have times and places in which data have been used to understand society and even the not just the behaviors, but the market in general, and what type of products people want to purchase, what type of stores should come into a certain area or a certain region that, number one, are going to boost the economy and cause people to spend. Also, if you think about individuals who go to the grocery store, even when it came to COVID, they had an option to take, say, more of the senior members in society, take them to the grocery store early in the morning. Well, what does that mean in the food industry? That means if they make that time available and they see how many shoppers are over, say, the age of 65, then what they now can do is determine how frequently is the store basically crowded or highly populated, or how frequently are the shoppers coming into the store at 6 a.m. so that they feel safe. Should we now move back to 6:30 because hardly no one's coming in? Or should we be fully staffed at that time to help them at the checkout station? Or if they have self-checkout, are the seniors more likely to use the self-checkout as opposed to go to the cashier? They can learn all types of things like that when it comes to data. So think about, from a food industry perspective, if you go into a fast food restaurant and there's a kiosk right there, and I can place an order and my food comes out down on the other end, and they have an individual that can bring my food over there, they can wipe away a potential job to save costs on someone who has to take off because they have to go here, they have to go there, they have to pick up this person, that person. They have all of these responsibilities that they have to do, and no one's there to take my order anyway, or nobody's nice to me. So I might as well just not even go there. I might as well go to the kiosk. Well, it's one way that organizations and companies have been determining if they should save money on the food or the food experience in general within the food industry. So just thinking about that for a moment, why would someone want to collect data to, learn that kind of thing? One, of course, it's a cost savings. You think about robotics and technology and how it's on the landscape right now. Most of the repetitive things that are happening when a person actually does the work can also be replaced in some type of way. It can be replaced by a robot. It can be replaced by a computer or a system that can now take my order. It can now make my experience just a little bit more crisper, or I don't have to worry about what was put into the system. If somebody typed it in correctly, I can do it myself. It gives me a little bit more power, and it increases my convenience factor, but ultimately it also causes you to lose power behind the scenes. And what I mean by that is, if you're going into a grocery store and you know that every time you go there, the lettuce is dead, the produce looks horrible, whatever it may be, the store's not fully stocked, the facing of the product looks a mess, whatever it is, if you go into these places and you see certain things that seem quite off on like a Wednesday versus if you go on a Saturday or a Friday evening and it looks like perfect, like the perfect store that just is sitting on some type of magazine cover and all of the food looks like to perfection. It looks like It's fresh. It looks like it just arrived off the truck. Whatever it may be, that's how you know the store has planned when they're going to make things available to you, how fresh it's going to be by a certain time period, because they know also how much they want to order and how much they want to take as a loss if for some reason you don't come back for a whole week and you just got your food on, say, you purchased this, say, on a Saturday or Sunday, and you don't come back in the middle of the week. By then, some of the things may look kind of old. It may start, spoiling, or they may have to still out quite a bit. But if you know that you're going to, say, for instance, you're a vegetarian or a vegan, and you know the majority of the foods that you eat need to be fresh, then it's an opportunity for you to show, I'm going into the store more frequently. But also, when data are collected on you, you can also determine how it gets shared. Meaning, certain states to this day are implementing requirements for organizations to adhere to for compliance purposes when it comes to data that are collected on you, for you to be able to say, no, I don't want my data shared that way, or information about me shared that way. I don't want you having my information for you to be able to take, and my bank collects my spending, how much spending I have, and then they take and sell it to a marketer down the street who now wants to create advertisement around the types of food purchases that I make. But it shows up miraculously. It shows up, and not really a miracle, but it shows up on your mobile app. You just were finished talking to your friend about this sandwich, and all of a sudden this sandwich advertisement shows up on your phone. How is that possible? Because they're listening. They're always listening. So they also know when you're clicking on one thing over here, your experiences on your online experience, when you're shopping or whatever it may be, whether you're shopping for detergent or you're having a food delivery done through DoorDash or Instacart, whatever it is in your area, Uber Eats or whoever it is, you may be basically creating an environment in a system that causes you to lose control more so than it is for you to gain. So think about how your data might be getting shared. Go into your settings and you take back the control that you deserve to make sure that even when you're purchasing food through your mobile application or online through your computer, make sure that your profile, your settings dictate how much you want to share with whatever that provider is, whether it's a grocery store, what have you. Make sure that you can say exactly what it is that is being shared. I hope this has been helpful. I want to thank you for listening in on today's episode about data and operational shift in the food industry. And stay tuned for some more great nuggets in the weeks to come, so we identify how they're also using data for layoffs and using artificial intelligence to determine who gets cut and when. So stay tuned. Again, I'm Dr. Holly K. Neal, the Data Boss Lady, and thank you for listening in. Have a great day.